So what's good with you, Ross? What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Hey, man. The topic of the day, I'm ready to get into it, man. That's all I got to say about that. I'm ready to dive in. Yeah.
There's so many layers of things that I want to compact with this. Obviously, we gonna get into the Skip Bayless one too, because that one, I guess it was chickens coming to roost, and it was finally due for him to get exposed the way he did. But before we get to that one, because that's really not the marquee thing. The marquee thing is today, man. Um, I've even gone on, TikTok. I've even gotten blocked off of TikTok a few times. I've had to petition the TikTok on my channel a few times because I get on these panels and I start talking to a lot of these black women, single black women that are in their late 30s, early 40s, and I keep having to find myself explain to them why they're in the predicaments that they're in. And Joy Taylor, obviously, is the poster woman or the
Mm-hmm.
poster person for why they're in the predicaments that they're in because of the way that they move. They speak one type of language and then they move a certain way. I'm not saying all black women are like this, but these prototypical type of black women. You knew that you had an agenda from the jump to use your physicality to move ahead. So in doing that, not only do you got to understand the stigma that comes behind that, because now what you just did is whatever movement, i.e. the feminism movement that you're trying to push, you don't push this thing back 1,000 years again, because
Right.
now you've become statistic in basically showcasing that this is the only way that you could get ahead by spreading your legs. And it's the fact that she wanted to be on First Take, not First Take. She wanted to be on Fox Sports Undisputed. She wanted to be a moderator for that particular show, and she knew the way to get in was to spread her legs for Emmanuel Acho and to spread her legs for the executive Charlie Dixon. But before we get in deeper, I really want to know, what is your overall take with women that do this kind of stuff, that feel that they got to spread their legs just to get forward?
my thing is morally, morally we know is is repulsive morally. But because I'm not God, um I reserve my judgment because there's been times where
Mhm.
morally I've been repulsive, right? So my problem
Yep.
with her is if you're gonna be about that life, be about it. Don't don't because she had several segments where she was like, yeah, the problem is a lot of women want to seek their way to the top. A lot of women don't want to grind. They want to do this. Don't be doing all that and behind closed doors, you doing this. Then on top of that, there's like if you look at the bodies she accumulated, she has no standards, man. She throwing that thing around to anybody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like Emmanuel Acho. Let's not get it. Emmanuel Acho is a lame dude. Like he
Yep.
comes off as a pure lame over the screen, and he's weak. He'll say anything white people want to hear. Then
Yep.
Shannon Sharp, and then some white dude. I guess he Exec. Some white dude that I know she could not have been pleased by. Like, bro, like, and thinking those are just the people that we know. We don't know like the real scavengers she got hid in her closet. We don't even know about
Oh yeah.
them
Yeah.
because she's
Yeah.
been on a lot of shows before she got to her own. Because she got her own show now. For
Mm-hmm.
before she got to her own show,
Mm-hmm.
she did cameos on other shows. What does she do to get on these other shows? Like, bro, that shit crazy. But at the end of the day, what I don't like is everyone want to focus just on her. but nobody want to focus on Freak Bayless. That's his new nickname is Freak Bayless. He had 1.5 million for anybody for all takers. He, he had 1.5 million for all takers. Whoever's going to come get
Yeah.
the money, he was going to spend it.
Yeah.
He was just walking around
Yeah.
the office saying, "I got 1.5 mil." Like, bro, he's
You
like
know,
70 something. He's like 70 something years old, ain't he?
yeah, he is.
Ain't Skip Bayless like 71? It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, man.
But you gotta understand, man, guys can go forever now because you got your Rolls, you got your Sparks, you know, you got your Hems, you got your blue, what was it, blue chews? You got them all.
Yeah,
So guys are gonna go forever now. So all of this, as long as your heart can handle it and you pretty stable there, man. Listen, look here. What's up? You're
yeah,
gonna be telling people what's up. Hey, I got 36-hour window here. What's up?
yeah, bro. A lot of people don't realize is Freak Bayless is
Mhm.
married, man. Been married for like
He is.
45 years, 50 years.
Yep. Yep.
Bro, do you know how embarrassing this is? Like, yo,
And the way
like
he did it,
he don't give a fuck.
it's like he did it with supreme white privilege. Like, look, I'm just gonna be lazy with this. Like, hey, you the hairstylist, you got a big butt. I like the way you look. That ass looking fat. What's up, man? It is 1.5 milli. I'm not even gonna try to spit no game. I ain't gonna try to do none of this. Look here, I'm just gonna throw this at you. What you gonna do with
And
it?
that's crazy because that's going to show you how repulsive she's seeing him. Majority of women in this world is going to take that money.
They gonna take the money. Yep.
She was so repulsed by that nigga that she said, "Nah, I'm telling you." She said, "Nah, I'm telling you, man. I'm just telling the whole world that you said this."
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
That's his new
It's
name, man.
funny that
Freak Baylor.
you said that because the thing about it is Shannon Sharp had to come out immediately and say, "Look, man, I have nothing to do with these lawsuits. So don't sit here and try to lump me into anything. Don't try to sit here and make it seem like because I was on the show Undisputed with Skip Bayless, I'm part of the crew. Look, I move a certain way. Me and Skip Bayless, we don't even hang out outside of the show. We're just guys that talk on the show. He had to disassociate himself completely.
You know what? I can believe that. I still don't believe he didn't fuck her. But now it's
Yeah.
just seeming like if he did, it was some consensual, nonpartisan, I'm doing this to get on the show type shit.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
at
Now,
the end of the day, what Joyce Heather's not realizing is
mhm,
she ruined her brand big time.
big time.
Because if she was gonna do this, she should have been a lot. She should have been a lot more. A lot more. She could have held her cards a lot closer to the chest.
Yep.
People were looking at her as one of the few
Yep.
women in media who worked their way to the top.
Yep.
She's pretty, right? Nice rack.
Yep. Yep.
Um, she's not that bad at what she does. She ain't the best, but she's not horrible, right?
Yep.
Now that just come out, now anything she says for him now is gonna get second question. Like, yo, you should
Yep.
shut the fuck up. You shouldn't even be on there, man. Like you in there because you gave somebody some ass. That's how she be looking.
Exactly.
No matter what she do now. And
Yep.
now, you know how this shit works, right?
Mm,
They start off with a small show, they get a platform, and they get to a bigger show. Or they build up enough people to start their own platform.
yep.
I don't see her ever getting into a bigger platform now with the stigma on her.
Yep.
And she might not be able to stay where she's at. You might see her on
Yep.
YouTube coming like Jason Whitlock in a minute. You might see
Mm-hmm.
her on YouTube like Jason Whitlock, man, because
Interesting you
she's
mentioned Jason Whitlock because Jason Whitlock, and he's the last person on earth to say that, but he was like, man, That's why I rejected her and I stayed far away from her and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay,
He said he said he
why is
rejected like he
you?
had a chance.
Yeah. That's why I was laughing. I'm like, what? You what? I'm like, all right, dude. Like, I can understand if you say you that's why you stay far away from her. But
Right.
that's why you rejected her? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't play yourself like that.
You gotta
We know what time
understand.
it is.
The reason why he's saying that is because in the back of everybody's mind is people like, yo, Jason Whitlock was the senior media person on the show when it first started on Speak. How come he ain't never get no chance to get no pussy? But have you ever looked at Jason Whitlock? Not only is he funny looking, he's fat as fuck.
Exactly. So
You don't realize, man,
he's
that
double
fatness,
disqualified.
that fatness, man. People don't realize, bro. You have to keep your weight under a certain level, even if you're not going to be a Greek god sculpted. You
Mhm.
have to keep your weight under a certain level, man, or you're just not going to be appealing, man. You're
Yeah,
just not,
exactly.
man. Because
Facts.
what woman gonna look at you and say, I want to procreate with that man. I want to recreate something that looks like him. Who want to have Jason look like his? You know what I'm saying? Every time a woman lay down with you, she's taking a chance of having your children.
Yeah.
Even if you're strapping up, condoms break all the time. So
Yep.
what woman's gonna volunteer herself, no money involved, no nothing, to say, I want to have children by Jason Whitlock? Hell
Yeah.
no, man. He gotta get
Great
himself
fucking
together,
point.
man. And he
Yeah.
might be a handsome dude under all that fat.
But he got to drop the weight for us to know.
He gotta drop at least 200 pounds. At least 200.
Exactly. He said 200. Probably need to drink some diet water.
Right? He at least 400 pounds, man. Look
Yeah,
at
at
him.
least.
And if he's not, that means he
Easily.
carry all his face. That means he carry all his weight in his stomach, and that's the worst weight you
Yep.
can have.
Oh
All
man, that
if
visceral
he got
fat is
skinny ass
serious.
if he got skinny ass legs, he got to go see. He got to go get some help. Cause that means all
Yep.
that is just all the worms and all the all bloated inflammation.
Yep.
Nah.
The vulgarity with that one, boy. You hit it on the thumb. You told the truth, but you was vulgar with
Think about that. If you
it.
got
Hey,
skinny
you know
legs,
what?
skinny arms, all your weight is in your midsection, your torso, you sick, man.
Yeah, you are.
Sick.
You are clinically sick. There's no way around that, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if a
So you
doctor
got
tells you you are sick, you are sick.
yeah, man. So yeah, him saying that he
No,
rejected her.
but you know what's the double standard with the Joy Taylor situation? The double standards, and I'm not gonna speak in her defense, but it's interesting that when a white female anchor that's in her same position does that, she gets to climb to the top. I'm gonna give you the person I'm talking about, Erin
Yeah,
Andrews.
yeah,
Remember,
but she. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Rachel Nichols. Rachel Nichols eventually got fired though.
no, not Rachel Nichols. Erin Andrews, the one that basically outed Brett Favre when she knew damn well Brett Favre was clapping those cheeks. She was
Right.
able to leverage and ruin Brett Favre's reputation. And after she did that, she climbed up the ranks to the point now to where she's a producer and an executive behind the scenes. Sometimes she'll do broadcasting, but for the most part, she's behind the scenes. She done climbed her way to the top doing the same very thing. But I think the difference is like you said, the strategy, right? Being strategic about it. She knew she had a
Right.
game plan. Okay, the game plan was if I'm gonna do this, I gotta tear this motherfucker down while I do this. So that way it doesn't come across that I'm the hoe. It doesn't come across that I'm the 304. It comes across like he's basically the creep and then I could climb
Right.
my way to the top. She
But
tried
guess
to do
what?
that with
But guess
the
what? Joy Taylor was on her way
Mhm.
to do that. But this how you
Mhm.
know that. This how you know you can't really get anything unless it's the God's divine will.
Mhm.
No matter what you do. It's not coming to you. That's God wants you to have it, right? Joy Taylor
Mm-hmm.
was on her. Joy Taylor was on her way to do that with the funny looking
Mm-hmm.
white dude that she does smash.
Mm.
She's on the way to file a harassment, a sexual harassment suit, all that. But as she was doing that, the uh the hairstylist that she treats like crap all the time, that she'll
Yep.
fire, she'll plan with her money, all that. A girl got tired of being discriminated on and get if anyone knows everything about her, who you think knows it? The person who does her hair. She got so cocky
Exactly.
and so arrogant that she didn't never think that old girl would use it against her. So old
Facts.
girl threw a monkey wrench in her shit by saying like, "Nah, this is what it is. Joy Taylor be fucking everybody up here. Some people for money, some people for free. But nah, anybody sexual harassing her. This is exactly what she
Yep.
want. And
Exactly.
that's the monkey wrench and shit. Now, what she done did is she done set the little feminist movement back 100 years because now you can't just say, "Oh, if a woman said it, you got to believe her," because now
Yep.
it's shown that these women smash their way up to the top, and then what they do is once they get to the top, we get to where they want to be, so they get rid of the person who got them there.
Exactly. Or they try to cry foul and say, "Well, this guy tried to harass me," when the whole time you was spreading your legs to give him what he wanted.
Believe it
And
or
you know
not,
the manual. It's interesting you said that because there has to be truth to this executive that clearly couldn't satisfy her because once she got what she wanted out of the exec, she didn't try to turn it on him. But the Emmanuel Acho guy, the ex NFLer, she was still sleeping with him for 3 years from 2020 to 2023. Mind you, they both two married people
right?
sleeping on the side.
Out of
Like,
pocket.
I get it. People have extramarital affairs and people do shit like that. But I respect the people that come out and say, "This is what it is. This is what I do. This is how I am." No, they're portraying to the image to the public that they're happily married people with the people that they're with, but behind closed doors, they doing freak offs and all kinds of shit. And then this is how you could tell the Emmanuel dude was suspect. He started erasing everything off of his social media accounts as if nothing happened. Come on, man. That right there lets us know you are guilty as charged. Because if you're not guilty, why are you erasing shit that shows you and her together in pictures?
And that's another thing. And but that's how you know she's not very bright neither, because most women got a good inclination of who to mess with on the
Mm-hmm.
job. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't. She messing with I saw clearly this the first bad bitch he ever fucked because he was taking
Yep.
pictures and she wasn't looking at work, taking videos of her and shit. And who I get, this who I get to work with all day. Da, 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 you guys don't have as good as me. Like, bro, you can't
It's
be
not that
you
serious.
married. You married and you let somebody like this smash, you gotta know if you the first bad bitch he ever smashed, but he gonna show his ass.
Exactly.
He had
That's
so much
true.
footage on her on his page that it was noticeable when he took it off.
Yep.
Think about it. It was noticeable. Like people knew he had so much footage that when this shit broke, people already knew what the pictures gonna look for, and he had already took them off. That's way too
And
much
and and
footage.
we got so much social media investigators and detectives these days. If you try to clean up some shit or you try to do something, people are gonna find it quick, fast, in a hurry, like UPS. So her trying to say she's gonna come out and do this, she's actually doing the best thing right now and staying quiet because anything she tries to say in her defense, you're gonna see social media detectives and investigators drop more shit to tell us more people
Right.
she's sleeping with. So whoever that's advising her right now is telling her to shut the fuck up because more shit gonna come out, just like it did with Travis Hunter. Then when Leanne tried to come up, tried to show up on TikTok, tried to defend herself, most shit came out after the fact. So you got to be careful these days, man.
What people don't realize is you can say whatever you want to say. You can use
Mm-hmm.
smooth words. Your true intentions come out in the things you do.
Exactly.
What you do, how you do it, and when you decide to do something says everything. That's why it doesn't even it doesn't pay you any good service to lie because
Yep.
the truth is in your actions, right?
Yep.
Shorty came out in high defense, but the truth always been in her actions. We've seen you not been supportive. We've seen you being difficult for no reason with this man
Mm-hmm.
because he's doing his due diligence. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen you do all these things. That's indicative right there of a woman who sleeps around
Facts.
because it's all about you.
And you're really not into them.
And if you don't get your way, if you don't get your way, you get revenge by sleeping around.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why he gives you your way all the time
Mm-hmm.
to keep you happy. You know what I'm saying? You're not supportive. Faithful women who don't sleep around are very supportive of their men.
Facts.
They don't feel threatened by their success.
Yep.
Because the cheating is more than a sexual desire. People think cheating is a sexual desire. Most of the time, cheating is feeling a void of some type of insecurity
Facts.
in the relationship.
Facts.
For the most
That's
part.
where it stems from.
Because at the end
That's
of the day,
why they say bored. That's why the word boredom is used.
Right, boredom. Really, this man's doing something in his life. You're not doing nothing with your life, but you'll be damned if you actually put up forth effort. So you'd rather say, I got bored. The same time you spending getting crack, why doesn't that at work? You could be taking some college courses.
Exactly.
But you're too lazy to do that, so you rather just get crack. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and that's where that comes from. She ain't got nothing going for herself. This dude is going to college. He's going to college. He's finna go to the league. So to take some of that power back, what she think can take away from her, if she don't have the spotlight, she'll go somewhere where she is a star, the club.
Yep.
And get fucked by some stranger in the bathroom.
Yep.
Like bro gonna get his heart. He gonna get his heart broken. That's when he gonna get right.
Yep. Yep. You're right about that.
That's when he gonna get right.
You know you in trouble when the woman said, I wasn't really into you like that. Most guys that are married, unfortunately, by these women these days, you'll hear the prototypical response. I wasn't really into him like that. That is the number one thing that they all say. He wasn't really my type like that. So clearly she couldn't get who she wanted. So you were the fallback plan, and you just happened to be the person that she could end up having kids with, end up spending all this time with, and here's the thing. This is how vindictive a lot of these women are. They don't even like you like that. They're not even feeling you like that. But they will open their legs up, have multiple kids with you, spend all of those years with you, and have it in the back of their mind, okay, this is the year that I'm ready to leave this guy. Like, all of that's already been planned the fuck out. If they had a 12-year plan, it's planned out. If they had an 18-year plan, it's been planned out. You, on the other hand, you're thinking in your mind, oh, I love. And this is why I say men are like dogs and women are like cats. Men love unconditionally and women love with conditions. The conditions of this is how I'm feeling at this point and this time. And if the pros outweigh the cons, I'm going to still be with you. But when the tide shift and the cons outweigh the pros, that's when she's going to throw the divorce and she's going to hit you with that divorce bill. And here's the thing, 80% of women are divorcing men today. This is why I got blocked and dumped off of TikTok. I had to appeal for my channel to be saved. And TikTok agreed with me that people can't just say to cancel your channel because you have a difference of opinions. But that's why I don't go on any. Now I learned that
offline. I'm gonna need you to help me with that because they just blocked me today just because people don't agree with Lamar Jackson as an MVP.
All right, I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna show you how to petition against it. The thing about it is, I'm never gonna do panels where females are the ones that's the host because they just they don't know how to control themselves. I notice when it's the guy that's the host, they let me go off. They let me say what I gotta say. They cut you off and then they block you, and then they report you. So the thing about it, is what I'm noticing with women today in this world, and this is what I said on those lives to get it back to this point on this live. It's useless for men to bring in the court system when it comes to marrying a woman. If you marry a woman, do your vows before God, no court. Now, if she want to do her little ceremony and you want to be willing to pay the X amount of thousands of dollars in front of friends and all of that, fine. But don't get the court system involved, because once you get the court system involved, she has the 80% advantage point. You only have a 20% vantage point. It doesn't help you out. So men need to start waking up and telling these women, look, we need to get married the way it was biblically. We need to get married the way it was back in those days, where people just went, had ceremonies, did their vows before God, and that's it. Because once you get the court system involved, it is not a marriage. It is a business transaction. You might as well file a freaking LLC or a corporation, because she's going to take money from you, and she's going to take as much as possible. And the longer you're with her, the more expensive of a bill that is when the divorce comes around.
That's fact. That's fact, man. Like, yeah, man. So I'm looking at this situation, and I'm like, so. And there's another thing people don't understand too. There's one more reason why she could be saying that. She could really mean that, but when you look at her, she doesn't look like she's above being with him. She's not even a pretty looking girl. She's a basic. Exactly. She's a basic Latina. She could be saying that because she's just a narcissist, and what a narcissist does, at your highest point, if you're celebrated, they'll be with you. They'll be the only one that don't celebrate you. Like, people don't realize Barry Sanders' father was a narcissist. Every day he made it his point to tell him he'll never be better than Jim Brown or Walter Payton. He was telling his son that every day. Like, people saying you're good, but you're not good. You're not Walter Payton. Like, because his son was being celebrated in a way he never had, and he couldn't sit back and appreciate it. So he had to bring his own son down. So you have some women in your life, when they tell you that, they're lying.
Facts.
They if you was to walk out their life, they'll be bawling, crying. But they're doing that because they don't want you to feel as great as people telling you are. So let's say you out with your girl and you getting compliments all day long, blah, blah, blah. When you get home, she gonna try to make it seem like it's something wrong with those girls, and kind of like you're not all that type shit. You know what I mean? Because she'll be damned if you feel like you have options. You know what I mean? So she want to try to bring you down to size. And majority of women, narcissistic women, because they think it's their job to humble men. Like, they go around looking for men to humble. Like, that's not even a natural way to live your life. Looking for people to humble. Looking for, oh, she thinks she's pretty. Let me go say this and make her feel like she ain't shit. Like, that's a narcissistic view on life. Because you can't be happy. You can't be happy within yourself. You're not happy unless you bring somebody else down. And so there's a lot of women who do that. So that's another angle. She could be saying that shit just because she don't want him to feel on top of the world. You just got the prestigious award as the best player in college football. And obviously, a lot of women want you. You're successful. You about to go on to make millions of dollars. Only way I could keep him is if I keep him at a certain level mentally. That way he don't think he's too good. Because she's looking at herself in the mirror like, damn, he could do better than me.
Yeah.
She got to be thinking that, like, he's about to get millions of dollars. He can do better than me. What can I do to make sure he doesn't know how great he is and how much he brings to the table? Let me bring him down a pair.
Yep. Because I don't see the mystique with Leanne. I don't see the mystique with her. You were right about her looks. I just don't. Because, I mean, when you look at Amber Rose, right, you could see why there's a mystique with her. When you look at Joy Taylor, obviously she's very attractive. You could see the mystique. Like, when Travis Hunter was getting done up by them, Drea Michelle, these types of women, you understand the mystique. Even Evelyn Lozada, that was able to go from, even at her advanced age, that was able to go from one player to the next. You see the mystique. But I don't see the mystique in this basic girl. Her body's basic, her face is basic. What I see is this boy's just green, man. He's wet behind the ears.
Right.
Like he's just not used to getting it like that. And she put that thing on him, and she probably ain't even fire like that. But because he's not used to getting it, because that's another thing too. A lot of these women don't be fire like that. But if you're not used to getting it and then it gets on you and you getting it regularly, it fucks you up, especially if you're not getting
Yeah.
it like that.
Yeah. And that's the problem with becoming a late bloomer.
Mm-hmm.
You're a late bloomer, and on top of that, you're um you're a lotto ticket. On top of being a late bloomer, man, it's not a good combination because you're gonna have a lot thrown at you by women who don't really have your best intentions at heart. And
Yep.
since you're a late bloomer, you're gonna attach easily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
But
need
he
a
gonna
day.
slide on her because he's gonna get access to females that's gonna look 1,000 times better than her. And if he's already acting this way with her, we know how much more his nose gonna open up and his ears are gonna be wide open when they look that much better and they're gonna be throwing it at him. So we already
Mhm.
know if he's not gonna figure it out now, within a year, 2 years in, he's gonna it's like Robert Griffin the third, right? He started cheating on his white chick like crazy. He was with this basic ass white girl. Then he started cheating on her within the first year in his NFL career. Why? Because he was getting women that look 1,000 times better than her. So that's expected because you got to understand football is the biggest sport in the United States. It's the only sport in the United States that's trending upwards. Whereas basketball is losing revenue, baseball is losing revenue. Um, I would say the only other two sports that you could say that's right there with football is the football that they call soccer. They just use that term to say the international, but it's spelled FUTBOL. And then you
Right.
have F1 driving, and then you have F1
Mhm.
driving. Those are marquee sports because when you got Las Vegas doing F1 tracks, then you could tell that's a sport that people are gravitating towards. And then you got arcade games and stuff like that. So those three sports are trending upwards. But
Mhm.
you could see being in a sport like that and you being a two-way player and you basically being this guy that everyone's talking about, you're gonna get a lot of punani, man. When you go from city to city to city, they're gonna be throwing it at you. So if the reason why I'm not too worried that this is not gonna last too much longer is because since he's already green, because of the fact that he's green, he gonna cheat because he's green. The greenness in him gonna
Right.
make him cheat.
Right.
So she can hold on to him as much as she want, but when he starts seeing females that's 1,000 times better, that's what nobody else here is talking about. But me and you, we've been around, so we know how these young boys that, especially that don't got no experience, operate. Once he start dealing with females that's 1,000 times better looking at her, he's gonna be like, Leanne, who? And they're gonna actually be able to really throw that thing on him like she's not, because she probably just throwing it on him basic, but because he's not getting nothing else, he's thinking this is the most fire. But when he starts getting variety and he starts getting like, them head jobbers, nowadays they call them throat goats, but back in our days we used to call them the head jobbers. Did he start getting them
Mhm.
motherfuckers? Oh, he's gonna be like, who? And then you're gonna see her come out saying, "Oh, he's a dog. He's this, he's that." And then by then, everybody's gonna be laughing at her because they're gonna be like, "Well, it was expected. It was inevitable that he was gonna do that to you because look how you're treating him." So all of this, giving Travis Hunter advice and all of that, I'm more of the mindset of the reason why I don't give these young boys advice, because if you don't figure it out, unless you ask me for advice, if you don't figure it out, life is going to figure it out for you. That's the funny part of life.
Right.
Life always has a way of teaching you that lesson. So life in the NFL, life as a baller, especially he come in his first year and he starts looking like the continuation of what he was doing in Colorado. What? And then we're talking about a two-way player that we haven't seen since Deion Sanders, and we haven't seen since Bo Jackson. Like that kind of phenomenon. Oh man, he's gonna get shit thrown at him left and right, and then he's gonna be like Leanne Hoop. So all of these people that sitting here saying,
Mhm.
man, Travis, you better be, man, he's gonna cheat on her regardless. Like that shit is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So expect it.
Yeah, my thing is, if people don't realize is when they saw him come to her defense like that, that was out of denial.
Yep.
But a lot of times when you haven't been picking up on shit,
Mm-hmm.
all it takes is the right person or the right situation to start piquing your interest to put it on your radar. You gotta understand one thing. No matter what he says, now he's paying attention to this shit that these people been saying.
Facts.
No matter what he says.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's on his radar. Like, oh, when I receive awards and when I'm signing autographs, she's in the background looking all displeased
Yep.
and hating on me.
Yep.
Whereas he didn't notice before.
Yep.
It's hard when you head over heels in love, and when you in that honeymoon stage, you overlook a lot of shit because the dopamine and you know what I mean, and the oxytocin and all that, and the shit going on, like all those love hormones. But once people start bringing shit to your attention, the first time you might get mad at the person bringing it to you, like, man, I don't want to hear that shit, blah blah blah. But now once they brought it to you, the truth don't return void. When they bring it to you, now it's on your radar. So now you're gonna start seeing this shit. It's kind of like when you finally see a nice car that you didn't notice. After you notice that car, you start seeing them cars everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they're going another one. They're going another one. At first, you didn't even notice these cars existed.
Exactly.
So you finally see them. Like, oh, that's how it is when it comes to little shit your girl doing. What's to come to your attention? Somebody might bring it to your attention, or you might just peep it one day, and after you peep it, next thing you know, it's a cycle. Like, damn, as soon as somebody asks for an autograph, they ain't got an attitude for the rest of the day.
Facts.
Or when I'm getting an award, everybody stand up, and people have to ask you to stand up. You're supposed to be the first one standing up.
Yep.
Now, no matter what he says, he notices this now.
And
he's gonna continue
he got
to
other girls in his ears too that like him, that's basically scouting him out, seeing that, oh, she's slipping, she's falling. And yes, they're in his DMs too. See, people think it's just one-sided. No, they're right there waiting for this shit to unravel so that they can slide in. They can jump in. Mm-hmm. And they're constantly in his ear telling him, hey, man, I don't know why you dealing with her. Da, 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 da. So he's dealing with that too. People forget that. They think it's just one-sided. He's the star here. People forget that. He's the celebrity.
It's really one-sided on his side.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody she get is going to be a downgrade.
Oh yeah,
from him.
Yeah,
she's not getting anybody better than him.
Yeah, she's just getting the Pookie.
It's going to be a downgrade from him.
Pookie and Ray Ray's that just want her to clean the house. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, and you gonna clean the house.
Right,
dude. Dude, even though he was young, because a lot of these young boys they move so stupid. I was happy because he was young, but he was kind of moving like the way we're used to moving in those scenarios. He posted a video of her cleaning this shit up, cleaning the crib up. Look here, after I done did what I did, after I done thrashed you, clean my shit up. And that motherfucker trying to hide her face and all that shit. And you can see her washing the dishes and everything. He's basically putting her through that humiliation, all so that he could show him. As a matter of fact, Travis Hunter, I know dudes don't need to, nobody owes nobody shit. But if I'm Travis Hunter, I pull that dude to the side and dap him up. You actually did you a favor because he's letting you know she's for the streets. Like, that's why he's doing that. He's not doing that because, he want to have access to her or whatever. He already have access to her. He's doing that to show you this is what your woman is. A lot of times dudes do that to help other dudes out. Figure it out, man. You Travis Hunter. Basically, you shouldn't be in this position to where I'm humiliating you like this. in front of all of these people.
Right.
And people are
Right.
thinking he's
But
doing that to humiliate Travis Hunter. No, he's doing that to be like, yo, you Travis Hunter, you shouldn't even be dealing with, hood rats like this, man. You shouldn't even be wasting your time. But here's the thing. This is how you can say he was
not
mean.
not seriously. Right.
Exactly. Not seriously. Like use them for just play. But here's the funny thing about it. You could tell he was green and wet behind the ears because one, as soon as a female tell me, hey, I used to do OnlyFans, in the back of my mind, I have to say checkered past. Like my mind has to say that. If my mind don't say,
Yeah.
okay, you got to checkered past, now I got to see the way that I got to box you into whatever box I'm gonna put you in, then that's on me. And I'm gonna avoid that and be like, well, I'm gonna wife you up. And then you also tell me, well, I go out a lot, and when I go out literally every weekend. There's nothing wrong with your girl going out with her girlfriends, but every fucking weekend, I do this every Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday. When you hear a girl say she going out every Friday and Saturday, you gotta be able to put her in a box. You gotta know what you're dealing with. Because why is she
Right.
going out every Friday and Saturday? She's doing that to get
Even if she not fucking nobody, the fact that she go out every Friday, every weekend, means she's addicted to attention,
exactly.
and she's not in the mind frame of settling down. So why you trying to force her?
Yeah. And all it takes is
Yeah.
we know how this shit works. All it takes is the right kind of dude at the right kind of time saying the right kind of shit. She's under the right kind of substance. And that's it.
Right.
And that's it. Eventually, one of those days, bathroom stall, dance floor,
Mm-hmm.
or we leave the club and right then and there, or we don't even make it to where we at in the car. Like it could be either or of these
Mm-hmm.
scenarios. And I guarantee you, those dudes that was humping her, the ones that was humping her in the club, they were fucking her in the club, man. The way that dude was humping her in the club, that's not no normal hump. That's not no we just
Right.
know each other yesterday hump. That was like I'm slinging my thing on you type of hump. It was a hump on top of a hump.
Right.
That's what it was, man. Like I already had this kind of hump.
I ain't, yeah, I ain't see it, but I heard it was crucial.
Man, if you see that shit, she had, you know, face down, ass up, thong basically to the side, and dude was just literally humping her like he was fucking her, man. Like it was like some strip club shit, man. I know Buddy was clapping, bro. Like you don't hump a girl like that unless you was already clapping her, man. And we seen people dance on the
Mm-hmm.
dance floor for the first time or whatever, and girls allow dudes to do certain things or whatever. But that's because she's in an altered state and she don't care, or she's like she really liked the dude, she's really feeling the dude. But in normal instances, a woman don't let you get that close, that comfortable, that fast unless there was already some acquaintances in the past, man.
Right.
I mean, that's just what it is. We gotta call a spade here. And those dudes was all helping Travis Hunter out. Like, look, leave her to us. She belongs to us. You need to be doing this
Right.
shit on your level. That's what they was trying to tell him. But for some reason, he had to come out, and this is where she embarrassed him. It wasn't when she was talking, on TikTok and they was going back and forth. This was with the embarrassment when she said, "Oh, you have access to all my social media accounts or whatever." People gloss over what Travis Hunter's response was. You didn't hear what he said? He said, "I don't have access to everything."
Right.
He said that
Right.
on video. I don't have access to everything. And then she turned around to try to play damage control to be like, "No, you do have access to everything." And then he gave that look. You know that nigga look when you go, he gave that look
Right.
when she said that. So clearly,
Right. Stop lying.
there you go. And that's why I always say, if people wanna, if Travis Hunter wants to know what's really going on with her, he needs to see those DMs. He needs to have unadulterated access to all them damn social media DMs, because that's what happens. Like Yo Gotti said it so eloquently, and now his song is ringing so profoundly now. it goes down in the DMs, man. Them shits go down in the DM for real. Like you need to see what to me the DMs are more lit than some damn text messaging, your phone, not all that.
Well, you know what? You know what? I think you're so practical and so thorough in how you do things.
Mm-hmm.
I think you giving her too much leeway.
Mm-hmm.
If this was his wife, who he got years in with, then yeah, he needs to see everything before he makes a sudden movement.
Mm-hmm.
But she's done enough already for him to say, you know what, this is gone far long enough. You know what I'm saying? And before we get serious, I'm gonna cut this off
Exactly.
because this is just who you are, and I don't want no parts of that. I'm not a club going ass nigga. You want to be in the club every weekend.
Exactly.
And you got all these bones falling out your closet. We all got our past, but people don't realize is, oh, that was in the past. You can't judge me for my past. I damn sure can judge you for your past.
Facts.
When your past start affecting my future,
Yep.
why can't I judge
Exactly.
you? My future is now being questioned because of your past.
Yeah. Now NFL teams are questioning whether they should take him or not.
You know what I'm saying? Before that, we good to go. You had your past as long as it was buttoned up, and I got my past. But you mean to tell me if the shoe was on the other foot, and you was some type of big time exec at a corporate, and my past of being a woman, of being a drug abuser, and being being somebody who go to whorehouse and shit like that come out. You mean to tell me you're not gonna leave me to clean that up?
Exactly.
A woman gonna leave you in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
If your past starts coming out the woodworks and it starts jeopardizing her good standing, she's gonna leave you.
If the ends doesn't justify the means, she's gone.
So, bro, once I was messing with you, I didn't judge you. I gave you a chance. We dated. You know, you told me everything. But now this is ruining my image. Yeah. And now, and you're doubling down. You're coming out speaking. And you're saying there's nothing wrong with doing it. Like, yo, not only are you ruining my image, but you're doubling down and talking like you're a celebrity. Why don't you just be quiet? Exactly. Well, since you didn't do that, I'm going to step away from you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does. Nike separates from athletes all the time when they're in the dark spell. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he had to understand he a brand. Even if we still love her, he supposed to step away from her. You know what I mean? Like me and her, we take in light of these findings. In light of these findings, we are called a break to our relationship. He's supposed to come out with a statement like that.
He needs to do that now, you know, because he's talking about going to the NFL. One of the NFL executives, and you know how it is in the NFL. NFL is not like other sports. They prioritize the shield over a player. They don't care how great the player is. The shield will always be prioritized over one player. They're the only sport that's like that, and they continue to be that way. And here's the thing: one NFL executive already came out saying she's going to be a problem. We don't know if he's going to be able to focus because of her, and to be honest with you, because of all of the clouds that's surrounding it in the draft. So this executive coming out saying this is affecting what he's been busting his ass for. So if there's any reason for you to drop her, fuck other women, fuck all of this other stuff, fuck you being too green. Now she's affecting what you bust your ass to do on a day-to-day basis. She's messing your stock up. So if there's anything that's going to wake you up, it should be that's going to wake you up. I don't care how young you are. Your money's being affected now. Like your bottom line is being affected because now they're putting you in a position where they're telling you that, you know, we may ultimately decide. Gotcha. We may ultimately decide to can you. So I think in his mind, he needs to already start figuring out what he's going to do with that, because if he's already getting that, and then Deion Sanders had to come back out and say, well, if no team want to draft Travis Hunter, he still has one more year to play in college. Deion Sanders shouldn't have to come out and do that if he's already been projected to go to the draft and he's been projected to be in the
Right.
NFL. Like, we're not playing backwards here. We should be playing forward. All because of the fact that she embarrassed him and she took the limelight away from him. Man, if I was him, I'm not even in the league yet. I would cut my fucking losses, man.
Right. Right. He supposed to issue a statement, just like Nike do. In lieu of recent events, we had decided it's best for both parties to separate. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to put her on ice.
Yep.
But that's an alpha thing to do. Believe it or not, alphas do that.
Yep.
Without knowing, big businesses do that.
Yep.
Alphas do that. Alphas act the part of the A side of businesses when they be like, you know what, you've been acting up lately, man. As far as I'm concerned, I'm cool on you.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Nike and these big corporations doing. Like, yo, you've been tripping lately. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna step back until you get your shit together, type shit. Like, bro, he need to do that, man. But you gotta understand, you know who's in his corner? His mother, man. And everybody don't have a Lamar Jackson mama. Some mamas are all about they're all about women.
Yep.
Like, they'll side with the women. They're all about themselves. And as long as that girl not getting in her way, she don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
She'll only start talking bad about that girl if that girl start taking her spot.
Yep.
Then she'll start telling her the truth about all the shit she sees. She don't care about if her first son is not completely happy or not.
Yep.
Because believe it or not, a lot of mothers don't want to see you become an alpha.
Yep.
They're even intimidated by your alphaness. Your own mama could be intimidated. If you start acting a certain way, your own mama will try to humble you and shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they don't be wanting to see that, man.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Because once you get to the point where your girlfriend can't control you, that means your mama can't control you no more either. Because your mind has changed. You're not a boy no more.
Facts.
So some of this shit, his mother got to sit back and let it happen. Because if she start putting him on too much game, he gonna start seeing her bullshit too.
Well, I mean, she already outed herself by saying, you know, I
don't say it. Don't say
it. but if he's listening, because you never know, we never know if people are listening to these things, man. If he's listening, we gotta say it so he can hear that shit. You know, she said she wished she never had him. I mean, if that's not telling the truth, because this is what me and you know, because we've dealt with women so much, we know this. If you let women talk enough, they tell on themselves, man. I don't know why guys don't understand this shit. That's why you gotta let women fucking, you know, Ross knows this about me better than anybody else. I'm a person that like to talk, but the only time, and Ross knows this, the only time I don't really do much talking is when I'm dealing with a female. That's when you're gonna be like, whoa, I've never known he knows to not talk this much. The reason why I don't talk much around them is because I want them to start talking more and more and more. Because the more they start talking, I'm collecting data on their ass. The more I can know what I'm dealing with, man. Because they tell on themselves. And when they like you a lot, they start rambling, man, like fucking crazy. That's why as a guy, less is best when you're dealing with women, because you get to know more and more and more. And then you can figure out, based on all the intel you have, okay, does the pros outweigh the cons? Can I continue to deal with this motherfucker, or am I going to cut this motherfucker off? Because unlike Travis Hunter, I've been around the block, you know, and you know, this is not my first rodeo. So I understand what he's going through in terms of, you know, the cooch is good. Like I was dealing lately with this native chick. Pussy was like water, bro. Like shit was that fucking good. I didn't want to just leave that shit alone, because you know how that shit is. When it comes to water like that, you don't want that. You don't want to just drop that shit. But this motherfucker was trying to pressure me into a certain kind of relationship that I didn't want to be pressured into. So I had to grab my nuts and do the thing that I didn't even want to do. Because I'm like, man, this water pussy don't come often. But I had to tell her, nah, I had to cut this shit off. Because you try to put me in an ultimatum. You try to tell me, hey, I want this to advance here. And if it doesn't advance here. And all I remember is after we did our thing, I looked at it in the bedroom and I said, this is the last time we're going to see each other. But in her mind, thinking because she didn't, you know, put that thing on me, it was like, oh, nah, you ain't going nowhere. And she been blowing me up since. When I say something, I
Mhm.
fucking mean it. And then I have to execute because here's the thing with your words. Once you say something as a man, you have to live by what you say. You got to do it and then you got to move on from there. So she's been pissed all because her cousin put in her head that you can't just be coming by and he just slanging that thing on you. There's got to be more. So when I start hearing her tell me, hey, what's up with you being my boyfriend and all that, I have to want that. You can mention it, but I gotta want it. And I gotta be the one to say, okay, this is what it's gonna be. Just like they say, women give access to sex, but men are the ones that decide if we're gonna have the relationship or not. I have to decide the relationship component or not. I didn't come to that realization. I just like the water pussy. That's where I'm at. That's where I want to keep it at. Like we got something good going on. But I'm saying that to say that I get that me and Travis Hunter are in different stages in terms of our
Right.
experience with women or whatever. But I could also understand if I was green like him and I was like where he was at. And in my mind, I was like, I probably would have been being under the spell of a water pussy like that. Yeah, I'd probably been like, I ain't letting this shit go. Cause niggas understand there's levels to this shit. Most, if you've been fucking women a lot, like the way me and Ross do, most women have basic average pussy at best. And all of their pussy is literally the same. It's not really like none is really super fire like that. So when you get one that's like really super fire out of the box, you're like, oh shit, I gotta hold on to this little motherfucker here for a little minute. But Travis is
Right.
not experienced enough to know that. And because he got probably one that's average right now, but because it's coming regularly and consistently in his mind,
It's fire to
I don't
him.
want to let go of that shit.
Right.
So any other
Well,
last things you want to say, before we end this topic?
not at all, man. I think we hit all the nails on the head, man, for this one.
Yeah, man. The only other thing I gotta say with this before we ride out is now Joy Taylor, man, anything she does, she's gonna be the laughing stock. She became the female Devin Haney overnight. Her plummet just stocked. Her plummet just dropped like crazy, man. Her stock dropped like crazy. Now no one's ever gonna take her seriously. And you know who's the person that's taking the brunt of this? Because he's the one that put her out there. It's her brother, the Dolphins player, Jason Taylor. The
Right.
one that brought his sister out. He's the one that has
It's
to deal with
embarrassing,
this
man.
embarrassment, man.
It's embarrassing. Think about it. Think about it, man. Think on a basic level, it'd be embarrassing just the regular hood niggas when they find out they sisters a neighborhood hoe.
Yep.
Imagine you find out with the whole world on Twitter that your sister is a pass around at all her jobs.
Yep.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
man. She embarrassed her family name.
Yeah. There's no coming back from that. Now he got to deal with that. Now he with his golfing buddies and all that because he's a man of a certain age. They gonna be. He's gonna have dudes because you know how dudes are. He gonna have dudes asking him, "Hey man, is your sister available?" They gonna try to disrespect him
Right,
to ask him
right.
that fucking question if they was feeling the sister. Shit that they probably wouldn't, even if they get their ass whooped right then and there. But still, shit that they probably wouldn't get away with doing, they gonna do that now. Hey man,
Eh, eh,
I know your sister might need a hug. She might need a shoulder to lean on. Like can you give her my number or whatever? Like you gonna start seeing disrespectful shit happen.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna get up out of here.
Mhm.
Even if they don't say nothing and it's completely silent, you know what everybody's thinking.
Well said, man. Oh man, it's been real. It's been good. And it's another one that we got in the books, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.